Welcome back to the channel Black is One, where the agenda is to edify and unify the black race so that we can build and prosper. I'm continuing my World Cup profile series where I give some information on some of the countries in the World Cup, give some history as to what are the interconnections between black people and these countries in the past and in present times, to answer the question as to whether or not or why or to what extent do we support them in anything, the World Cup included. So today I'm going to be talking about Germany. Now the Germans were not involved in the transatlantic slave trade directly. They were more like the sponsors and the financiers, of the transatlantic slave trade. As it relates to colonialism in Africa, they were pretty late to the game. The Belgium and the France and the Britain, the Spain, they were early to the game, way ahead of Germany by they started to get involved. But it was in Germany, in Berlin, 1886, that the conference for the partitioning of Africa took place. And at that conference, Germany got part of Togo, part of Cameroon, Rwanda, and they got Namibia. Now, I did a video before about the Germans' presence in Namibia, how they turned upon the soil of the Namibians to expand their German empire. And to cut a long story short, in the space of 4 years, 80,000 Namibians were murdered by the Germans through violence and starvation, overwork. And the script is the same. They turn upon the continent, confiscate the people land, enslave them, and use them to mine their own gold and platinum and diamond and other resources and ship them off back to Europe. In this case, ship them off back to Germany. Now, 80,000 people is a lot of people. The National Stadium in Jamaica can hold 35,000 people at full capacity. So the amount of Africans that the Germans killed in 4 years could fill 2 stadiums. The National Stadium in Jamaica. And you still wouldn't have space for 10,000 people, 10,000 bodies. What the Germans did to the Jews in the concentration camps all over Europe started first with the Namibians in 1904 to 1908. You're talking about German soldiers who killed Africans and brought them to the church so that the African women, the mothers and sisters and wives of these slain men, would remove the skin from the corpse, the skin from the heads, from the skull, and ship them off to Germany for experiment. Yes, Germany lost their colonies because they lost the war, the First World War. So by 1919, Germany had no colony in Africa. And what has happened since? They came out and they give a kind of apology to Namibia and a kind of compensation. And of course, it was more of an acknowledgement than an apology. And it took them some time before they even acknowledged, because first they were saying, if my memory serves me right, that the demise of the Namibians was under some mysterious circumstances. The statue of colonial era generals that massacred the Namibian people were prominently erected in Namibia by the Germans and were only removed this year, 2022. So even though they are not there presently, they don't have Namibia as a colony, they still control the economy. And they could only control the economy, they could only maintain that control by force. Germans make up 6% of the population of Namibia. And they control majority of the economy. No, I'm not saying these things to upset the black support of the German team. I'm fishing for understanding. I want to understand. I want you to think. Because I'd feel weird knowing this, to sport a German jersey or to fly a German flag on my car. And I'm sure that some person is going to say it is just sports. But as I said in the video that started this whole series, that is not just sports, it's politics. It's about power, it's about money, it's about ideology. You know, in this context, how do I justify my support for Germany? To be honest, Germany is not so bad. I mean, it is very bad. But when you put it against some of the other colonial powers, it's not so bad, but it's still terrible. We still have a lot of unresolved issues. Black is one. Live the revolution.